Okay, I'll just go through the model first. Wonder what's going on. Are these one surface? I'm just going to do mesh separate. Oh yeah, don't combine that stuff. Um, oh yeah, I'm just going to do a mesh separate on all of this. So anything that was combined won't be. Yeah, really good modeling, good shapes. Um, and yeah, I'm not really seeing anything catching my eye as a problem. Um, yeah, looks like a good clean model to me. I honestly not sure. Yeah, I have any changes here. Maybe you want to bevel this edge. Looks like there's some problematic faces along the bottom of this. I wonder if you meant this for this to be have an open um, side there. Is that open? Oh, it's just kind of wrapped in here. And I think what would be simpler on this is let me just isolate this. Also, you don't want these to overlap. The thighs are too close together. You have a number of surfaces overlapping here, which is going to be, I don't know, it's not going to look good. So try to push those apart. But what I was going to say is I think this could be a lot simpler if um, uh, the way that wraps up there and then this edge. I think it'd just be easier if the whole thing had thickness to it. I wonder if you need that top bit. Um, anyway, let me give it a shot. So I was gonna say, let's start by getting rid of this and this. And I'm gonna grow selection shift period to there. Yeah, let's keep going to here while we're at it. Okay, get rid of that. Get rid of this and this. And then I thought maybe take that and then just deselect these and just I might take that off. Just take that out at least for now. Oh, and there's still this shift double click there and that. So and then I might push these guys apart a bit. And these something like that. So just the shell basically, and maybe move that. Oh, I'll make sure that's off. Okay, so don't have any weirdness. Maybe that can be pulled out a little bit. Okay, something like that. Anyway, then what I was going to say was you do Control E for extrude, and you just push this in a little bit, and or however much you need to, and then we just need to do a mesh display reverse to see that again. And so then the whole thing just has thickness to it. And I think because of the nature of this, where um, you can see that, and then you didn't have because you had those weird problems here, and now you don't have those problems, and now you can just take this whole bottom part, for example, that, and whoops, that. Control B for bevel. Add a couple segments, something like that. That's alright. I think that's just a much cleaner way of doing this. And you'll have to bevel here. Actually, you should do all the bevel at the same time. But, just select all the appropriate sharp edges and bevel them all at the same time. And I think that'll be cleaner for this than kind of wrapping them in. Probably not that big of a deal because it's just a small detail you might not see unless you're close to it. But I thought I'd point that out. But overall, really good model. Let's take a look at the UV maps. Panel, UV editor. Okay, weird. Oh, I think this was where you combined everything for I don't know what reason people do that. And yeah, you put it all in one big UV map, which means that you're not going to have a lot of pixels to spend on all the different surfaces. Like, for example, I can't even find the face in all this. But with them separate, you can have a separate image for each surface. So instead of this being a few pixels here, a few pixels here, a few pixels there, let me just do Control L for layout. You've got the full resolution of a texture image just spread across all of that. Checker's looking good, but again, I'm just doing Control L for layout. So separate these out. This one maybe has some stretching. Why are those separate too? Shouldn't those separate? Mesh separate? Oh yeah, they do. So, okay, so let's just look at these one at a time. Yeah, you really shouldn't combine all this stuff. There's no reason to do that. I mean, why? It's always doing that. I have to get to the bottom of that someday. Because I have that problem every class where people combine everything. I wonder if they're just learning that somewhere else. This one's problematic because it just doesn't deal with those holes very well and like trying to wrap everything around those. So you need to, split that up at least. For example, that Shift X and let's say this and that Shift X and let's select that and Control U. Look how the different that is, and look at the checkers now with that split. So let's see this one for example. Definitely some real stretching here. You can also probably see that in the color feedback, definitely. And again, let's split open this hole to let it. So Shift X and then UV shell, Control U, Control U. Again, okay, so it doesn't like those circles, those holes in it. It doesn't really allow it to spread things out the way it needs to be. Okay. What else? Again, this one, real big stretching on that. Look at the color feedback there. Yeah, pretty red. So let me just isolate this one. I don't really see hardly any cuts at all in this one. Yeah, you really didn't cut this one, and there's some pretty gnarly geometry at the bottom here. But I guess you don't see that too much, but still. So I would say probably let's do symmetry, and can I just put on the default material for a moment? Maybe this and that. And boy, this is a real big old mess here. You don't want these to be all crazy stretched out like that. Actually, it's going to be easier to figure this out in here to get that just to go all the way through there. Shift X. So that should let it unfold a little bit better. Control U, Control U, Control L. Still, we need this one and that one. Whoops. Okay. Shift X. Okay. And just unfold again. Control U and then Control L. Sometimes you have to hit it twice. Okay. So checkers, let's put turn off use default material. Okay. Yeah, much better, much more even. Checkers there. Yeah, where are the cuts on this? I mean, I guess it's okay right now. Oh, this is looking kind of just, yeah, that's not really cut up. And except there's a bunch of weird. Oh my goodness. Okay, this one's, yeah, this one's the best. This needs to be redone. And again, these need to be separated. I don't know why everything is combined on this model. Don't combine stuff. Oh, okay, it's just a lot of different little pieces. All right. So, but even these individual pieces do need to be cut. This wasn't. It doesn't look like this was cut at all. So, for example, I might do it around here. Let's do Shift X and then Control U, Control U, Control L. Okay, there we go. And that looks much more even. So let's take a look at these. And again, these don't look like they've been cut. So let's isolate this. And probably about the same. Something like this. Something like that. Control U, Control U, Control L. Okay, better. And on we go. A lot of little pieces on this. That one, it's really, there's all kinds of little cuts in here. Let's do UV planer to try and get rid of all those cuts. Okay, now this is a geometry problem. So if that doesn't get rid, yeah, see, look at that. It's ripped. The geometry's ripped apart. Is there any kind of non-manifold stuff? Look at all this big hole in here. Oh, and all these weird inside surfaces, which I don't think anybody would ever see. Are those still part of a different... No? What does this look like? We don't even see any of that stuff. Yeah, I don't really see any reason for these faces to be here. I don't know what happened with that. I'm just going to delete all that stuff out. Yeah. And then let's Control F9 to do vertices and edit mesh, merge, options, merge. And let's see if we do UV planar, if that, yep, that got rid of them. So then you can cut the whole thing up again. Maybe there and there. Here. Here. What did I do on that side there? Something like that. Shift X. I don't know if that's going to be enough. I think probably we've got to go. I've already got an edge here, so maybe continue that here. Shift X. And here. Maybe like around the bottom of this. Just deselecting those. Yeah, maybe going all the way to the front, that would be good. Shift X. Okay, so those are looking like a pretty reasonable set of pieces there. Control U, Control U, Control L. Cause I missed some stuff clearly. Here, Shift X. Okay, and Control U, Control L. Okay, oh, the layout. Oh, I didn't have the whole object selected. Okay, just hit Control L again. Oh, these are just, that's kind of has to do with the surface. Anyways, let's see what the checkers look like. Pretty good. So something like that. Anyway, I hope this is helpful. I don't know if I'm going to go through every single surface on the whole entire body, but hopefully you're starting to get the hang of what you need to do. Like this one, maybe you could use another cut because you've got some stretching going on there. So, did we look at the face? No, we did not. Control L, L, L. Really? Let me try unfolding again. Control L. What the heck? Oh my goodness, what's it doing? So like that before, I'm just... Okay, let's see what it looked like before. Shading... Oh no, that's not on what... Oh, it's just not selected. Checker... Well, you can't even tell because it's so tiny. I mean, that's what's my point partly with like, so if there's one part of the character you see the most is the face, and you're probably going to do at least one, typically you're going to have some close-ups of the face. And so imagine like this being close up, and imagine this being your texture image in this square, and like how many pixels are you going to have for example, this whole part of the face, you'll have a handful of pixels to kind of paint that. There's way not enough texture resolution for that. I mean, unless it's like some purely procedural texture that's just like metal shiny that doesn't have any detail, like any scratches or any of that kind of stuff. It's just not going to work. So, anyways, that's why I'm saying this stuff should be all separate. So, let's layout. I don't know why it's failing to. Oh, maybe it's freaking out from. I'm just going to undo again. Maybe there's some weird symmetry selection thing happening. That's probably what's happening. Control L. No. Interesting. So that's the kind of behavior I've seen when I've had symmetry on, but we definitely don't. Just gonna delete history. That says that's a UV shell, but as soon as I move it, it does that. That's very weird. Let's just kind of reset this tool now. And then create UV shell, just out of curiosity to see if, no, it's like weird. Let me try that with, this is very strange. Also, this isn't cut up that well, this shell. Is this one allow me to move it? That's so weird. Yeah, like I said, I ran into this before when I had symmetry on, but I have it off. This is reset. Just want to see what happens if I do this. So it could have something to do with the fact that I separated it afterwards. That might have freaked it out a little bit. But the cuts look pretty good, to be honest. Let me just try, I don't know, adding some more cuts. Shift X just to put another cut in there, and then unfold again, Control U, and then Control L. It's like they're all strangely stuck together on top of each other. I've not seen this quite like this before. Just try doing it over again. UV, planar. Shift X. Okay, I've got to click on there every time I do Shift X. Let's do that. Um, just deselecting those. I'll split the back of the neck. Shift X. Okay, happy with that. Select that, but let's, or yeah, deselect the ear. Oh, and this. Whoops. Yeah, I think we just want to there. One less here, maybe. And then click here, Shift X, and then around the ears, maybe. Okay, Shift X. Ugh, I didn't have symmetry on. Let me just go back to here and turn on symmetry, and then hopefully it'll pick the other side. It looks like it did. Okay, Shift X. Okay. Let's just see where we're at right now. Control U. Control U. Dang. Oh. I'm just having a really hard time with this today. What? This, I've just never seen all this weird behavior. I don't understand. Like this one, like this, like why won't that unfold better? It's like they're separate objects, but they won't separate, or will they? Oh, okay. Oh, they are. Oh, this might help a lot. I think I'm hoping this will really help to have those separated. Yeah, don't be combining stuff that's not part of a seamless surface. So let's see how this unfolds now that it's separated. I think we were running into an issue because they were combined. Yeah, that's fine now. Okay. I think that was what was freaking it out. Let's see how this unfolds now too. Okay, whew, I was losing my mind. I feel like it's starting to work better now. But yeah, see, things are behaving normally now. This just didn't get fully separated here. Shift X. And maybe, I don't know, maybe that one, and then let's just pick the whole object. Okay. Unfold, unfold, Control L. Okay, yeah, that's looking more normal now. Okay, you just have to separate the stuff. That's the big moral to the whole story. So I won't try to kind of review map every little thing, but anything that's combined, that can be separated, separate, then deal with the UV maps individually, and you should be alright.